What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I thought we'd keep this trend going of switching around the brilliant CTP of destruction just to see how good it is on some of these villains. And many of you a few days ago requested that I try this on Moonstone. Now, the cool thing about Moonstone is we actually get to compare the brilliant CTP of destruction versus this mighty CTP of energy that has an extra additional pierce by 4%. This is an amazing obelisk on someone like Moonstone because you actually get the entire 5-second duration while that beatdown proc is in place, and really the same thing for the brilliant CTP of destruction while the strike proc is in place. And as always, you know, with the strike proc, you're always going to have 100% ignore dodge whenever you have the strike proc built up, right? Whereas with the mighty CTP of energy, we did have some ignore dodge from this obelisk. We had 23% ignore dodge, and we're also in the team composition that you guys are going to see, we used Proxima for the extra 40% ignore dodge, which, you know, gives about 60 plus ignore dodge. But whenever Moonstone does her awaken skill, she does have ignore dodge in this thing at 70%. So every time she does her awaken skill, she's going to have max ignore dodge. And then in the next rotation, she'll only have about 60% ignore dodge. Sorry, buddy, not right now. So that is something to keep in mind, right? Whenever we're using the mighty CTP of energy, that's all the ignore dodge we have, because the ignore dodge that was on that CTP that I was using wasn't really maxed out. I mean, 23% isn't a lot, so that is something to keep in mind. So Knull would be dodging more attacks than often, but every time we use our awaken skill with the mighty CTP of energy, our ignore dodge is going to be max. However, again, with the brilliant CTP of destruction, it won't. And I got to tell you guys, like, I'm going to show you something pretty cool. First, I'm just going to show you guys just a little, you know, the same team comparison between using the mighty CTP of energy and the mighty CTP of destruction. And then I'm going to show you a pretty freaking insane run with this girl using the brilliant. As far as the build, you guys can take a look. Build, you know, 42,000 energy attack. Her stats are maxed out except for her critical rate. I believe her critical rate actually gets maxed out from one of her skills. She does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Odin's blessings, and she does have a fully awakened Power Ranger Hulk set. Let me look here real quick. Her critical rate, this gives her damage accumulation, her fifth skill. Yeah, it gives her a 40% critical rate, so her critical rate will be maxed out. And then, of course, the brilliant and no uniform, which is something that's insane about this girl, is that she doesn't even have a uniform yet, right? And she's already this strong. And with this damn thing, it is nuts. It is nuts. But the immunity to guard break on the CTP of destruction really isn't a necessity for Moonstone, in all honesty, because, you know, more than likely a lot of players, when they use her, they're just going to use her awakened skill. And this thing does give invincibility. It will give you native super armor. You don't really have to worry about getting guard broken so much. I mean, it could happen whenever you go into another rotation where you're just doing 4, 5, 3. I mean, you could get guard broken then, but I find that with the mighty CTP of energy, it just doesn't happen very often. So I kind of feel like the immunity to guard break is kind of a waste on the character. However, when you see the damage difference, then you might think something else. You might be like, well, this looks pretty freaking crazy. I'll go ahead and bring up the comparison between the mighty CTP of energy and the brilliant CTP of destruction. You guys can see on the left we have the destruction, on the right we have the energy, and you will see a pretty stark difference. And this is really the first comparison that I actually got to do, you know, with comparing a mighty CTP of energy that has that extra pierce and the brilliant CTP of destruction. I'm actually really curious about a mighty CTP of destruction versus a mighty CTP of energy. I actually think with the amount of pierce that I have, which is 25%, the mighty CTP of destruction probably would be better. Even with the 160% increase to boss damage instead of the 200% that I have on the brilliant, I actually think it would probably still be better than the mighty CTP of energy. I can't confirm that, but judging from what I'm seeing here, right, just kind of an educated guess is what I have right at this point. I would think the mighty CTP of destruction might actually be better. I mean, you guys look at how far ahead the brilliant is pulling ahead. It's already finished the first phase in 55 seconds, right? That is nuts, or 54 seconds, right? And on the right side, Moonstone is still struggling with the mighty CTP of energy. I mean, she's still well on pace to clear the stage, right? I mean, this is stage 39. That is insanely awesome. But she did it, you know, it was at 3 minutes and 48 seconds by the time she finished it. So it took her 1 minute and 12 seconds versus 54 seconds with the brilliant CTP of destruction. And that is a hell of a lot just in the first phase. And I wanted to show you guys just a full run so you can see the full difference between both of these, right? Both of these obelisks on this character. It's pretty godly. I try to play it the same in both of the runs. We always want to switch to Proxima because Moonstone's a little slow when you're running away from Knull on the right side there. So I like to switch to Proxima. She's a lot tankier. She might be able to take a shot at least. Oh, yeah. I mean, the brilliant CTP of destruction is just, it's shattering it. I mean, look at this thing. It's already at 14 bars, almost at 13 bars. And we're still over in the previous phase with the mighty CTP of energy. You know, almost at 25 bars right now. It's a pretty huge difference. It's pretty massive, my friends. Oh yeah, it is nice having the immunity guard break. I mean, I said earlier that I really find that I don't need it with Moonstone, and I don't. But she can get guard broken at times, like whenever you're doing the 4-5-3 against Knull. Sometimes when he's walking towards you, if you miss time things, it can happen. You can get interrupted, right? But it doesn't happen a lot, and that's why I feel like the immunity guard break side of the brilliant is kind of a waste for her. But it is nice to know that you're never going to get guard broken by Knull. That's actually pretty damn sweet. Now, I could attack right now on the left side if I want to, but I didn't because on the right side I didn't attack either. So I tried to play them the same, but I could have attacked it. I could have attacked and got the clear earlier than what I actually did on the left side. And as you guys can see, we just finished the left side with the brilliant CTP of destruction at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. She did that thing in less than 3 minutes with the brilliant CTP of destruction with the exact same team as the right side with the mighty CTP of energy. She was 14 bars ahead with the brilliant CTP of destruction. I mean, the brilliant CTP of destruction on Moonstone is a ghastly difference between like some of the other characters I've actually tested on, like Maker and Iron Man. On Moonstone, it is insane because you actually, oh, thank you for the subscription. It's actually insane because you can get the entire 5-second proc on that thing. It's pretty wild, right? Well, you can with the mighty CTP of energy too. I mean, she is still like going and going, and we're waiting and waiting. It's tough. Like even with the mighty CTP of energy, whenever you're just trying to do a solo with Moonstone, with my current build, you know, with 25% pierce, 126% energy attack, it's still pretty difficult, right? Even with a mighty CTP of energy, trying to do a solo with her, because usually whenever I play with Moonstone, I usually have a little double up mode where I have her and I have Supergiant together, and I have them kind of going in tandem back and forth with each other to get the clears, just using a Wake Skill from one character, Wake Skill from another character. I made a video about it a while back with Proxima in the leadership, switching to Proxima every once in a while, and you can get it done pretty quick doing it that way. But when it's just a complete solo, using the mighty CTP of energy, where you're just using her for your ultimate damage dealer, it does take a lot longer. I mean, look at this, right? And, you know, we're going to get the clear with 19 seconds left to spare, right? 19 seconds. So, I mean, you're looking at a pretty insane difference. You know, you're looking at what? 54, a minute and 54-second difference? A minute and 54-second difference. That is a lot. That is a lot. That is an insane difference between these two runs. That is absolutely crazy. So I'll go ahead and show you guys a run where it's a little bit more optimal for Moonstone because she's actually going to have a better team up right here with Captain Marvel in the leadership. Now she's going to have the extra 30% energy attack from Captain Marvel's leadership, but also whenever you do the co-op with Moonstone, Captain Marvel does her 5th skill, and look at the damage, guys. Look at this. She got down to the middle of 43rd bar. Bars and bars. Just flying off. Just flying off. Right? We just did that previous run in a little less than 3 minutes, right? Now see how fast she actually can do this thing. And we will just use her. We will just solo with the character over here, right? And we just added the 30% increase of energy attack. And we also going to get that extra co-op from using Captain Marvel. And it is bonkers, my friends. It is bonkers. Look at that, guys. She finished the first part of the phase at 4 minutes and 18 seconds. She finished it in 42 seconds. Stage 39, the first phase in 42 seconds. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. I'm just building up my strike proc now. Yeah. Watch this. One-shotted. Next phase. It's just like, what? What? This is crazy. After all this time, Moonstone, I mean, I realize I'm using a brilliant, but Jesus, the damage this girl can put out is crazy. Now you watch what happens after this. We'll do another whole one-shot, right? We're going to wait for our Awakened skill to get off cooldown, and our co-op will be ready to go, and we'll be able to just do a big old one-shot and take Knull down to the very last phase once again. And boom. Oh, not quite, not quite. We got to use the third skill here real quick. There we go, there we go. Usually I can take him down to the next phase, but didn't quite happen there. Prog a little off. Now we can't attack right now because we have no invincibility, right? We have no invincibility. If we had that Awaken skill ready, I could go ahead and hit it and try to do a shot because she does get a huge heal in the third, and she'll probably stay alive long enough, especially with the Brilliant CTP of Destruction, to be able to do enough damage to finish the fight even earlier. And here we go. One-shotted right here. Look at that. She did it in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. What, 50 seconds faster with Captain Marvel and the leadership? That is bonkers, guys. And by the way, you know, that's a 125-second clear. So that's a 150-second clear requirement that you actually can do with this team up, which is absolutely nuts. I mean, obviously, most people don't have a brilliant line around. But if you did and you had it on Moonstone, it is absolutely godly. That is crazy, guys. 2 minutes and she did stage 39. That is the fastest clear we've done so far on this channel. That is absolutely bonkers. But I still think, like, maybe if you had a mighty CTP of Destruction, I still think that would be an excellent choice for this character. Now, I'm not really sure about, you know, like, how much Pierce you really need before you're going to benefit more from having the mighty CTP of Destruction, or if it's going to be just the mighty CTP of Energy. I mean, really, either way, when it comes to Moonstone, you're going to have an OP obelisk on this character. But let me know what you guys think about the brilliant CTP of Destruction on Moonstone. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.